All right. We're here for number two, episode two of Mark May Podcast, or the Why Not Podcast. We're trying to change our thinking from why to why not. Why not do it? Why not me? Why not be this thing? Why not do this thing? Because we're sick of holding ourselves back from our destinies because we're too scared to go forth with it. Last week, I decided to talk about my own fear of going forward with different dreams and goals simply because of my own fear of failing. I felt that if I gave my all and still failed, I would have nothing else to give, so I wouldn't try at all. I'm working on ways to try to beat that fear, that crippling fear, to just go forth and do things. One of the reasons I'm doing this podcast right now, even though I am constantly thinking about the fact that there are millions and thousands of other podcasts, so many other people, so many other opinions out there. Why should I do one? Well, I decided to think about it as why not do it? Because I may be able to say something to inspire somebody to do something more than they were doing before. So I'm just praying that this will be a blessing to somebody out there. And thank you again for just coming back to listen today. If this is your first time, thank you for coming. If this is your second time, I thank you for continuing to watch me and support me. So let's get started today. I just kind of want to focus on the idea and the problem of people comparing themselves to others people's stories because we were force fed this kind of dream or this story in the beginning of our lives, especially in America, where we would graduate high school, we would go to college, we would graduate around the age of 21, 22, we would get a great job. Around 25, we will find the love of our lives and we will get married. And then we would purchase our first house. Around 26 to 28, we will have our kids. We will raise our kids, getting promotions at our jobs, making more money, and just living the American dream. Well, that hasn't happened for a lot of us. That story isn't the story for a lot of people. But the problem is that if that isn't your story, you start thinking that you did something wrong. Well, that's a lie. You didn't do anything wrong. God bless the people that got that story. But just because you didn't turn out that way doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It just isn't your story. The way you make it to your dream is the way that you make it. A lot of times we're holding ourselves back because we're comparing ourselves to a dream that wasn't meant for you. Don't stop just because it didn't happen that way. Look, the finish line is still there, but you got to start to get there. You got to begin somewhere. You have to go forth and live your dream. Listen, we only got one life on this earth. Might as well do it doing something you love. And another problem with comparing yourselves to other people is the concept that we are comparing ourselves to people's end goals. Some people didn't begin their dreams until their 40s, till their 50s. Some people received great success in their 20s or their 30s. It doesn't mean that they're doing something better than what you were doing. It just meant that their time was their time and your time is still waiting. Keep going. Keep striving to do more and to be more. And stop comparing your beginning to other people's end. A lot of these people who are great success went through great trial, trouble, and tribulation. If you listen to a lot of great entrepreneurs or great movie stars or musicians or just businessmen, you'll hear stories of being homeless, of living in the car, of living check to check, of trying to figure out how they were going to make it, they were going to get their next meal. And we just skip past all of that and go straight to their success story. Oh, they're living in this mansion. They're living on the top of a hill. They have all these luxury cars. They have so much money in their bank account. Why can't I do that? Well, you haven't gone through the struggle yet. You haven't gone through the trial yet. There is no quick scheme to getting success. Now, there are a lot of ways to get money and get money quick. It doesn't mean it's going to last. If you want lasting success, you have to work for it. You got to go for it, though. You got to start. So until you start, you won't receive anything. If you sit there at home and you already defeated, well, you might as well just go ahead and throw in a towel before you even began, because nothing is going to happen for the person who doesn't start. Today is the day to stop looking at other people's success and thinking, I can't do that, and start thinking, why can't I do that? Start looking at other people's success as inspiration. Oh, they could do it, so can I. They're not better than me. They're not doing something different than I can do. If they can do it, I can do it just like they can. I may have a different way. I may have a different style. But if they can do it, I can do it too. So no longer comparing ourselves to people in a way where we're putting ourselves down, but yet we're going to use other people's stories to lift ourselves up. We're going to stop stopping ourselves. We're going to push ourselves to do greater and to be greater. No longer going to ask why I can't do it, and start thinking, why can't I do it? Why not me? And I think that's a great way to end it right now. Please just share, follow, comment, whatever you feel. Thank you for being here, and I hope you'll be here next week when I give another podcast episode with episode 3. Thank you again for Marc May Podcast, or Why Not Podcast. You guys have a great day.